Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Left Brain Liz. I'm Liz, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. So it's not art related or science related or anything like that, but it is review related. It's a tongue twister. But anyway, this is actually on food, which is, again, not art related or science related, but I tried 3 different food subscription services and I thought I would give you a review on them. So I tried Green Chef, Home Chef, and Sunbasket, and each one had their pros and cons, and I will go through those right now. All right, welcome to the voiceover. So I didn't film any of this, I just took pictures of the boxes, the meals, and all that stuff. So here, this is my first box that I got, which was Green Chef. And this box, I mean, it had a lot of good stuff in it. This is how it was packed here. There's like a bunch of ice packs and stuff like that. And they're supposedly recyclable, but I found like all these ice packs to be kind of gross on the inside, so I just threw the whole thing away. But it came a little bit late, and things were a little bit melted and thawed, and I was kind of concerned about it because some of them had chicken in them and stuff like that. But customer service was really great, and they actually comped me for the entire box. And needless to say, I subscribed to another week of their boxes. Well, anyway, so this is their first meal that they sent me. Well, okay, it's one of 3 meals that they sent me, and it was like a steak kind of fajita bowl, I think. And it was good, but I didn't think it was anything too spectacular. Now, this meal was, it doesn't look very pretty, but it was actually, I think, by far one of our favorites. It would say kind of a corn cake. Something I would never have thought to try, but it had like a Mexican flavor to it, and it was just really good. This meal was, it was okay. I mean, it was pretty good, but it was kind of just messy. It looks a little boring, but it had some pretty good flavor to it. It's just nothing that was like really memorable to me like the corn cakes were. And here we move onward to our home chef box. This one came on time. It was wrapped similarly to the Green Chef box. It had its ice packs in there. Same deal. Everything is supposedly recyclable. I ended up throwing away the ice packs because, well, I tried to save some, but they ended up exploding in the sink. So I just was like, I'm just going to throw these away. They had like a weird gel like consistency on the inside, so I didn't really know how recyclable or throwawayable. I really don't know. They say it's like water and cotton, but it felt like gel. But anyway, but they were packaged the same, and the boxes were super heavy, but we did recycle them anyway. Recipes come on cards, and mine were a little bent, but that's okay. And one of the cool things that this company sends you is a binder, and they already 3-hole punch all the recipe cards, and you can put them all in this binder. And yeah, I thought that was a kind of cool little touch. This is how their meals come packaged. They're in like a plastic bag. They're clear on one side. They clearly have like what meal they are on a label on the side. And I recycled everything. And I really liked how this was packaged. And their meats, if your meal had a meat to it, it would come separately in a different bag and usually underneath a bunch of ice packs. And here's meal number 1. Nothing extraordinary, just salmon with some broccoli. But the salmon pieces that they would send are like really amazing. They're very buttery, and I don't know, I guess just because they're fatty cuts of meat or something. But I found that their salmon was really good. And their second dish is a pasta dish here, and it was pretty good too. I mean, it taught me a different way how to cook like a creamy sauce in the pan. Like, I'm not a pro cook at all, but I really liked the tips and stuff that they gave you, and the means in which to prepare these things. So this was a little bit different for me. Now for this one, I really liked this one. It was just kind of a run-of-the-mill flatbread, but it had all kinds of different flavors on there. It was really flavorful. My husband didn't think it was salty enough, but he doesn't like olives, and this comes with Kalamata olives. And I love Kalamata olives, but that kind of gives its saltiness, so I felt like it was really flavorful. So it's basically just like a little pizza, but it was really good. And now onward to Sunbasket. And I don't have to show pictures of the inside because it was packed virtually identical to the other two, just a bunch of ice packs in there that were recyclable, etc., etc. Green Chef and Sunbasket both package their meals in these bags, these paper bags, which are easily recyclable as well. And some of the stuff was separate, like the meats and stuff too. I'm not going to go into great detail about these meals because there was nothing really spectacular about these either. They came during a time when it was peach season. I'd had these a long time ago, but it was peach season, so everything had peaches in it, which is no problem because I like them, but it's just kind of like peach overload. And everything had like slaw in it, so it was like peach slaw and like a chicken, or peach slaw and steak, or something like that. So that first meal was like kind of a cracker thing, and it was okay. This one had like a fennel in it, which I'd never thought to use before, which I thought was pretty good. This one had like a red quinoa in there, which was different than quinoa I normally have. But really, again, nothing too terribly spectacular, just peaches and slaw. Okay, so that's it for the different grocery delivery, or not grocery, but just food delivery services that I tried. I'd say, all in all, I liked Home Chef the best. Green Chef, they only give you like choices between, so the price changes for Green Chef depending on what kind of meal plan that you're looking for. So if you're looking for like a gluten free or paleo or vegan or whatever it is, the price is going to change. So mine was just the omnivore, so I had a mixture of both plants and meats, and all in all, the price per box was probably, I want to say it was around like close to $80. This is like pulling back to my knowledge from like the summer, so I think it was like $80 a box, which is a lot. So when that first box came and everything was messed up and they comped my box, I was like, I'll go ahead and try another one, and whatever. And again, those meals were, just okay. They weren't anything like out of this world or anything to write home about. Sunbasket, it just seemed like, so Sunbasket had a choice. You had like, a bunch of different things that you could choose from. And if I recall, the prices per meal changed also depending on what you wanted to pick. So if you chose like a more expensive meat, like the price per meal would go up a little bit. So that one would vary a little bit as well. I stuck with it for a little bit. Like I tried all three of them for like a couple weeks in a row. The ones I showed you here were just like the first box of each one that I received. And I tried all of them for, I want to say, like 2 months or so. And then I ended up dropping Green Chef and Sunbasket, and I just stuck with Home Chef every week. I have actually since canceled my account because budgeting for Christmas, right? So I like Home Chef. I think they're great. Their customer service is great. They were the cheapest of the three boxes, and it was something that you could count on. So the price of the meal did change, but your top price was going to be, if you did 3 meals, 2 servings apiece, of the standard run of the mill meal, it's going to be about $60 a week. If you, they have options where you can choose like a cheaper 5-minute meal, and those were a little bit cheaper. And those, like if I picked like 2 of those over 2 standard meals, my cost would be like $50 a week. So I mean, it varies a little bit, not by a ton, but the 5-minute meals are great because literally they take 5 minutes. A lot of times, if it was like chicken or something like that, it was already pre-cooked meat that you just microwave and like toss things together. Otherwise, they're sending you the raw meat and you're cooking it and stuff. But I found that these boxes, I mean, they are a little pricey. So if you're not, if it's not like in your budget to do something like that, I wouldn't recommend it, but I would say of the 3 of those, and I've looked into some of the other ones too, like what is it, Blue Apron, and some of the other ones, but they're all higher priced than Home Chef. I found Home Chef to be the cheapest of everything that I researched, and they're good, and their customer service was good too. So We were eating out a lot, my husband and I found that these were really good to keep us from doing that. So we actually saved money with an expensive food delivery service. Um, but I dropped it now that I know some tips and tricks, and we're actually gonna start cooking on our own from here on out. So like instead of like a bag that's like $20 because it's per serving, and there's two of us, so there's two servings per one of those bags that you saw. Um, so it was basically like $20 for one of those bags. And you get like potatoes and stuff like that. Well, you can buy a whole 10-pound bag of potatoes for $2. It just depends on where you are. But anyway, I feel like of the three of them, the best one was the Home Chef. I don't have any codes. I mean, maybe I can pull a code for you guys since I don't subscribe anymore. But I still have an account with them, so I don't know. Maybe I'll see if I can find one and I'll post it in the description if you're interested in trying Home Chef. I definitely don't think I have Green Chef or Sunbasket, but definitely Home Chef. And they usually have good coupons for like $30 off. So if you get like their standard run-of-the-mill box, it would end up costing just $30 instead of $60, which is actually a pretty good deal for like 3 meals. And if you're just one person, that's like 6 meals. But if you're like 2 people, it's 3 meals. Anyway, so that is my review. I feel like each one has their merit. I think Green Chef has a good idea of like the different dietary requests of the multitude of people out there. Um, Home Chef isn't as good about that. They kind of mark, what's, if it's like low calorie, heart health, whatever. You can look at that. You get to choose between 18 meals, and I think it's 18, maybe it's 11. I don't remember, but it's more than Green Chef. Green Chef, it's like you pick your bracket, so like omnivore, and then they just send you 3 meals. And with that being said, two of our meals had mushrooms in them, and neither of us like mushrooms, so it's kind of like if we had the choice, we probably would have picked something else. But and I would think for $80, you should probably be able to have that opportunity. But it is what it is, and they may change their structure later on. I really don't know. But that's Green Chef, and then Sunbasket. Again, I just felt like it was just a lot of repeat stuff. But anyway, I hope you liked my review of these things. And if you're interested in any more, if you have any more questions about the ones that I tried, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll send you a message back about any of that. So, but if you're interested in subscribing to my channel, I do all kinds of things like art, and maybe I'll start doing reviews. I don't know, but it just seems like YouTube is saturated with reviews. I just thought I'd do this one-off thing because I tried so many things, and I thought people might want to know. But anyway, yeah, so if you're interested in subscribing, just click on my portrait. If you want to receive notifications whenever I post, just click on that bell. And I'll see you next time for whatever, hopefully it's art next time. Maybe I'll be doing soap. Who knows? It's always a surprise. But anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye!